What's up, YouTube? What's up, Twitch? Back with some Rocket League. We got 3 days, 15 hours, 41 minutes, and 2 seconds. Let's make break. 1, 0. Oh, down to 40 minutes. Oh, no! Yeah, I love this mode, so I'm going to be playing a lot of this for the next 3 days, 15 hours, 40 minutes, and 48 seconds. Okay, so give me a moment. I'm just going to maybe see if my wine's warmed up a little bit, and then I'll hop into a match. Hello, how's it going? Just getting bumped around by my teammates more than I was the other team. I play with someone else. So, I am getting a little tired. I think I might go retire gaming for the night and watch some movies. And then go to bed. And then do some organizing tomorrow. Maybe give the physiotherapy place a call back. If I don't get a call back from them, I left a message today. They're open till 6, so I didn't. No one answered the phone. I called, must be busy or something. Yeah, hopefully they're open. Seemed like a decent place. My dad went there and said they were good, and they're covered. Should be covered by OHIP. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, I think I missed just OOOAJSNSJS. I wonder if it's one of those people having that little internet drama with. No, I have no ill will towards them. They were just acting like little shits, mostly sis. Shouldn't have deleted their accounts. They should have just stopped like tweeting about it being left me alone. I would have left them alone. but it was just rich seeing him like tweet, "Oh, my staff complains about how much I'm on social media. They have posted a YouTube video and like what? It's not the only way to be on social media." I just had bad memories about like how he started up his business, how he treated me, helped me get a job. His boyfriend just thought it was be good for me to be like his assistant, office admin guy. He's also kind of a dick about making his employees wait. I don't know if it's a first paycheck, but it's the first pay where he went to pay them and his bank account was frozen because he's using personal account. He paid himself first. He's just very like smugly and sarcastic. Like, oh, I feel bad. It's mad. That's right. So I remembered it. Um, but yeah, I was just like criticizing his public tweet. He could have gone private. He didn't have to delete his account. Same with his sister. She didn't have to delete her account. She stopped sending me messages in her bio. She's like, "I'm tweet. Yes, I'm tweeting about you." I just always know that not always. There's the possibility that she could. Like I have no clue what she's tweeting about. And like when my phone started going off, I was just really worried because it seemed like it was her, and she has like almost had until she deleted her account or whatever. She had like 19,000 followers. So like when your personal phone number is like been compromised by someone, you get scared because you think there could be some weird witch hunt doxing campaign. Oh, some or all. I doubt like she'd get 100% participation. She could have some participation going on with those followers. That's a lot of people to influence. I think it's just overreacting. If they're gonna be like, oh well, we had to delete our accounts for some reason. Like, no, you didn't have to. Like, it's just like, stop tweeting. Like, I was offering like constructive criticism. Like, it might be kind of harsh, but like, guys like liking his own posts, and he's just like retweeting his content. Like, oh, he's just like spamming stuff. No offense, you can see like he cares about one thing more than anything else in the world, and it's the thing that makes the world go around, sadly. It's money. Yeah, so like no ill will towards him, it's just ill will towards not ill will, like just criticism, like wanting people to know because like when he tweeted like that his employees were complaining, it sounded like people might have some legitimate problems with him that like he's brushing off. And I don't know, maybe they might want to know the truth. But maybe when if he's still got the employees from the beginning who had to wait for their pay, maybe he was very two faced about it, like very apologetic, didn't seem too worried in person. And like I was friends with him like long before he became a PSW. I was hanging out with him the whole time I knew him, but when he was dating the one guy, it was really cool to hang out. Really awesome guy all around. So nice guy. I think such a nice guy. I think he brought out the best. Hopefully, still together. I don't remember him like ever being like, oh, I had such a great day. It was such a rewarding experience, like doing all these nice things for these people. Like I'd do that stuff, and like it might be tiring, but like I'd feel very um, fulfilled if it was me, just because I'm a very nice and generous, generous person. I'm a little bit too nice, too generous, unfortunately. Aren't very many things I wouldn't do for a person. I was just thinking like earlier, like I was cutting hair and like shaving my neck, and I was just like thinking like, oh, I've like shaved like other people's necks for them. And that's kind of weird and gross. And most guys would be like, no, I'm not going to do that for you. But yeah, I was just a little bit overboard. It's kind of funny, like the proportion of the response. Like I've been, um, let's say, heckling Travis for some time. I wouldn't say harassing because he chooses to be a public personality with his like weed channel. And no offense, he really needs to work on his content. Quality's kind of low, and like some of my tweets, like the comments on his YouTube channel, I give him like legitimate criticism. Like if he wants his channel to be more professional, whatever, high quality. But it's funny because he's done some fucked up shit. He's stolen a lot of money. He's lied to people. He's stolen from like where he worked. He's stolen from friends. He's lied and swindled from friends and family, and stolen from roommates. Um, the most he's ever done is just like block my account and like tweet some like toxic replies. Like, oh, I was watching your stuff. Like, great content there. Trying to buy a wireless router, and I'm like, what? I already have a wireless router. I wasn't trying to buy one. Just a weird tweet is like him saying like try like I don't know how to buy something online, so I'm trying and like failing. Like it's weird. And I'm pretty sure it was like a recent stream, and he was just like being stupid and had no idea what I was trying to buy. I didn't actually pay attention. But I joked about him like watching like a really old stream from like 3 years ago, and so I said, "You're creepy, man. You're watching that old shit because like that's how long ago I bought this show, like 3 or 4 years." And, had it a long time. I'm gonna turn off the PlayStation. But yeah, it's just really lame thing to do, just to be tweeting about how your plays are complaining about you. And then all that stuff about the secret that he's posted. It's really bad stuff, that secret thing. Just look up the critics saying what's bad about it. You'll see all the problems. Um, this is like crazy how his sister acted. Like she found that like she saw my comments on his shit. Maybe I like tagged her or replied to something that she was tagged in. Maybe it showed up that way. I don't know. But her first step was to block me, and like she's like tweeting shit about me, and it's really ironic because she's being a hypocrite. She's like tweeting at me when I'm blocked, when after she blocked me before I had no idea who she was. I didn't even know she existed. And she's like, "Oh, look at this idiot like tweeting to my brother, but he's blocked him. So my brother's not going to get his messages, but he's tweeting to him anyways." I'm just like, no, I'm mostly tweeting at him or about him. I'm not really tweeting to him. Once in a while, I was like critique his work and like tweet it to him because if you're giving someone constructive criticism, it's better to like deliver it to them and like give them respect and like treat them like a person instead of like just talking about it. Especially like if it's something that shows up in their notifications as like a message to them. To talk about them in the third person kind of rude. Even if they're blocked. If if you're not if the message is directed to them, it's only polite to word it like that. Most of my other messages were about him, just to like give a heads up to like his customers, employees mostly. That his employees were complaining about him. I just wanted them to know what he was like when I knew him, like behind closed doors. People are like that. They put on a good show for their job or whatever, and then they go home, bitch about the people who work hard for them. I don't know. Bitch about the people who work. You complain about like I was saying earlier, like you should be in the industry for like especially when he's doing the work for the business because it's fulfilling for him. But I think he's in a job that was relatively easy to get into, like short amount of school, um, certification. I think it's like 2 year program, like 4 year program. It's a lot quicker than being like a nurse, which is also a lot quicker than being a doctor. Like a doctor, it's a long time. Even after you get your, I think you're considered a doctor, like you have your degree. I think you're still a resident for a while. I'm not sure if that's before or after you get your degree. It takes a lot. The more higher up you get, the longer it takes. You get a job, the more money you get. But I just remember him like sort of like planning the things he had to do. And like no offense, like they're kind of annoying things that most people can do themselves. And like one thing they do is like they help old people with computers, and I was never a fan of that because like I always had to help my parents and because I was computer whiz. They just like, well, I don't have to put in any effort. Justin will do everything for me. They kind of use us with technology. My mom used it at work. She was a transcriptionist. She typed on a computer. My dad was a computer operator, but he had no interest in computers. But yeah, his sister's just being all like hypocritical with tweets and saying like I was lying. And it's like, well, I was there and you weren't, so sorry. Like you want it to be lied, it's not. And I invite the exact same criticism. Like I've done stupid shit. People can call me out on it, but the worst thing I've done is called people out on their shit. And what are they gonna do? Like I'm trying to think. Anything fucked up. Hmm. No, the worst I can think of is like I've gotten into verbal arguments, like throw insults at each other with people. I don't know, ex-girlfriends. They say some nasty things and I don't let it go. And just have to have the last. Well, I don't let them have the last word. So, no, you don't. And they're like, oh no, you don't. And then it just goes on forever. And they're like, we're gonna call the cops. And I'm like, fine, call the cops. I don't want anything to do with you. You just keep saying like shit, and I want to defend myself. You just have to have the last word. But just tell them when you call them, I don't want anything to do with you, and I don't want to talk to you anymore. But you keep messaging me. Tell them that. And of course they don't. Like if they're gonna write like an essay on how like I'm a horrible person, it's like full of lies and bullshit, and then be like, never message me again. Be like, well, you can block me, or you can let me fucking reply to this shit. Like, make up your mind. Oh, I'm gonna go to the cops. I'm gonna go to the cops because he made me block him. Oh, it's like, did I make an account to message you and Pat get around the block? No. And with like fuck Pat, I did not make more than one account. I just like preemptively blocked him because people who are kind of shitty people and you call them out on being shitty people, they're not going to be like, oh, well, I'm just going to let this person call me out. They're going to be like, well, no, I'm going to instantly block them. Probably trash talk. Like, hats off to Pat. Like, he didn't really trash talk me, but like, he had some really weird, the secret tweets that he was retweeting at me. Like, you could tell that they're about me. This is really fucked up shit. That's the secret. His sister went from tweeting about me like hypocritically, and then um, when she was like, "Oh, he's using other accounts to see my tweets," and she was doing the exact same shit with mine, like we're like doing it like publicly, like I was just log out, open a private browser that instantly logs you out, so you don't have to log out. This is so fucking weird. Oh, he's doing what I'm doing. How dare he? Ah. Um, yeah, this is really fucking weird. And then it looks like it was her with the phone, my phone number being compromised. Probably got it from Pat. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'll quickly look. I'm pretty sure, like, the only place I'd have it would be, like, well, it was a website that was never, like, registered to my address or phone number. Like, it was just a cheap website I had. Like, I never registered a domain, and my Facebook page, I'm pretty sure it's inactive, so it's retired if it even exists anymore. Yeah, it's unpublished. So the only way she got my phone number that I can think of is through her brother. Like it just doesn't make sense. I can't think of anyone else who would have done it. And when I messaged him at first, if it was him, he was playing stupid. Wait, is this my photography page or is it my? No, it is my tech page. It's very nice photos, so you can tell I'm a good photographer. Like metal thumbsticks, a must-have for DualShock PS4 controller. Oh, they're hot. No controllers look epic. I didn't get any friends like I had some weird random person I didn't know. Like, saw the picture, and they're like, "Wow, that's funny." But unfortunately, they look better than they play. Because metal. So either way, add to your controller, and also I had like a gold crow controller shell in the picture, and the gold chrome peeled off. But there's no way that they could have got my phone. I just don't understand. Yes, it's sorry. This content isn't available at the moment. The page may only be visible to an audience that you aren't. What happens when it's unpublished? So I messaged the dude, and he's like, "Who is this?" Like, and I didn't say I said like went into detail about like the spam and like who he was and who his sister was, and I was like, "Tell her to stop." He wasn't like, "What are you talking about?" He's just like, "Who is this?" I was like, "Oh, so you know what I'm talking?" I kind of got the feeling that he knew what I was talking about, but he's playing them. And it was like, "You know," was all I said, because I didn't really have the time or the energy to play games. And then he sent me a picture of like the conversation. He's like, "See, I have no idea who this is. Like, you could have easily just deleted me from your contacts, gone back into this text message, and then taken a screenshot." Or deleted me after get. I don't know. Like maybe she fucking hacked into his shit, his address book somehow. I don't know. Or maybe it wasn't even her, but the timing was just so weird because I got like I didn't like I said didn't have time or energy to like, play games with him, so I was just like sending one last message. I can't remember the wording, but it was pretty serious, and it's like I'm not playing it. It's like I think it was this isn't going anywhere. I'm not like giving up my number. Just make it stop or lawyer up or something like that. Or look it up. But I don't really care. Um, and then I blocked him, and then 25 minutes later, stopped. So you tell me. And again, like I was scared because like she has like almost 19,000 followers. It's almost time, Jasper. I said when the sun's down. We're almost at night. It's definitely past sunset. Sky's but oh, hello. Sorry, I missed a message. Only 2 minutes or a minute. I play on PS4. Um, I'm really happy to see that we have Spy Crash right now. I've been playing mostly Apex Legends, but I just finished that event. I don't even have any weekly challenges left. Or sorry, the recurring weekly ones where you do the daily challenge. 5 earns you one, and 10 earns you another. But yeah, so I'm just wrapping up my stream. I'm gonna go watch a movie. Just blabbing on about drama dealing with on Twitter. And yeah, so anyways, like my phone was exploding and it stopped after I told him to make it stop. And I was scared at first because she had like 19,000 followers on Twitter, and I wasn't like paying attention to how many texts I was getting. I think it didn't even go on for more than 2 hours. And I don't even know if it was 100 of them. But it looked like it was just one person. So it's scary when someone has that many followers and they could like use them like an army to harass you. I guess that was. It might not have been her, but it looked like it was her. And by that time, she had her thing private, and then at one point, he deleted his Twitter, and I don't know if he's doing it to like overreact. Like all he had to do is like tweet to me or contact me and say like, "Oh, it wasn't." Like even I might not, I probably wouldn't believe him, but like if he was like, "It wasn't me or it wasn't my sister who made your phone go off," just please leave me alone, I probably would have been like, "Okay, well that's a statement," but like, no offense, it looks like it was you anyways. I'd still have the right. I wouldn't have the right to say, "Oh, he did it. I know it was him," if I didn't know it was him. I don't. It's not my sister. Sorry. There was a series or sequence of events, and it's pretty incriminating, and I'm just sharing the incriminating evidence. But it's not really very 100%. Anyways, yeah. So I hope he's not doing it to overreact. If just like left me alone, I would have been fine with just like moving on. And he wasn't tweeting about me, or maybe he's listening to my criticism, not just being a bad boss, bragging about his employees, complaining about him. Like, oh, this guy looked bad before I showed up, and like, hey, look at this guy. That's what happens. Like, there's Elon Musk. He's a CEO. Um, he blocks people he doesn't like, and if he was tweeting about them, they'd be free to look at his profile because it would still be public. And yeah, I think Pat should have just made his profile Twitter private. That's what his sister done all along. And, after updating the bio or the profile thing under her name, go to the profile. First, she updated it was about me or to me every time she updated. Like it was something the entire time from the first time I found out she existed until she changed it to saying, "Oh, this profile is private because of harassment." It's like, "Oh, that's rich because um, not like I'm creating new messages to send you private messages that no one can see. I'm just calling you out on your shit publicly. Like, for everybody can see, like, nothing to hide. Not doing anything wrong. Just, you know, calling people out on their shit. And my phone's going off. And it looked like she actually was, like, harassing me. And before I found out the volume of text was a lot smaller than I thought it was. It looked like she was like doxing and creating witch hunt too, with 19,000 potential people joining her army. So it's pretty fucking scary. And Rich said she'd post that thing. And then she updated it to like, "I'm tweeting about you every day." I'm like, okay, it's great if you are. Just like, don't break any laws. Don't be doxing me. And then I don't know if she updated it after that, but I checked. She deleted her account too. It's her choice, but like if they're trying to be like, oh, you made us delete our accounts. No, I didn't. Like I was just calling you out, which is one thing, and like if I kept it up forever and like did it on every day, that would be a little bit obsessive. But not that level. Nowhere near that level. It's just like I'm bored. What's going on? I look at shit posting. Brings back memories a bit. Yada yada yada. I was bored and my back's hurting. I go lay down and just bring my phone. That's all I have. My phone. COVID-19 can't really do much. Play all the video games, watch all the TV and movies and what. Get bored of it after that. And I see what's up in the Twitter sphere. And it kind of sucks when people who do still matter, like everybody matters to me. Even random people I don't know, like everybody's important. But people who mattered a lot more to me in the past, who I really hope that would experience a little bit more tough love and grow as people, it's kind of sad. But you haven't really changed. And it's 100% okay for people to go online and tell their story about people. Like the guy who lives across the street, I don't know if he's still there, Jake Allen, chef of the Grizzly Grill, like he talks about my neck and glasses when they were brand new. And unfortunately, the cops were of no help. And I probably should have like gone to the hospital and got an X-ray and gone to a lawyer, but I don't know. I just wanted justice without being obsessive about it. If the cops told me to go to the hospital and maybe get a lawyer, that would be like, yeah, shit. Thanks for the advice. I'd probably go do it. They're just like, oh, we tried to contact him, but we couldn't. It's like, he's the head chef of the Grizzly Grill. Know where to find him. Know where he lives. You know his phone number. Like, kind of serious what he did to me. You shouldn't just let him avoid you. You know, like, I feel like if I assaulted someone, they probably would have showed up at my work. But maybe because he's like an important person of the community. It's like doing like fundraisers and events for the Grizzly Grill. Probably friends with people on the force. Yeah, it's a shame people like that. Like they're free to delete their accounts, but like fortunately, like what happened still happened, and my old tweets are still there. If anyone searches their names or old Twitter handles, will come up even though their accounts aren't there anymore. Like I am a little worried. Like I just don't want to go through the trouble of them. Like oh, like you've been served. Like they're gonna like sue me or something. Like I don't know if that's what this whole like deleting all their accounts is. It's excessive. They didn't need to do it. Like if they apologized, they would have been like, I don't believe you, but if it means that much to you, I'll leave you alone. But you could maybe seriously consider all my criticisms. And some of the shit I tweeted about was a little bit more serious, but not like for crime or anything. Like some of it was just like bad parenting. And I wouldn't have called CPS on him, but like there were things like he should have done, should have known better, and like totally could have avoided. Main thing, I think the only thing was like again like I try to be discreet about smoking weed, but I started when I was 18, and unfortunately, hard to find it back then, and it was hard to enjoy it too. Like I can do it at home. My parents are crazy. It's kind of hard to do it outside. Find like private places, weather and whatnot. So like him like having a place and being like, oh yeah, sure, come on in, smoke some blows. Like it's hard and next to impossible to say no when you're in that position. You really want, you need stuff. It helps you cope with life. It also just makes you happy and it's like good. Um, but yeah, like he totally could have avoided it. Like he had a basement. Like, I should have smoked in the basement, but like he wait for his son to go to bed, and they had like the two bedrooms and a bathroom upstairs. Two bedrooms are out the opposite end of the hall, stairs, and probably like 2 meters apart in the hall. And like his son would have his door open, and he'd have his door open, like he wouldn't even close it. He was smoking in there. It's like, like he's gotta be able to hear it. Like, come on, and smell it. Like, kid probably went to school being like talking to his peers. Like, like if he did talk to his kid, like I hope he sat down and talked to his kid about it. And if he did, that'd be okay. But I'm just under the impression that he didn't. That's what it felt like. And I don't know if I ever really brought it up because I was trying to be polite. It just felt really made me feel really uncomfortable smoking down the hall. And even if he sat down with the kid, I said that'd be okay. Again, like it didn't have to be like that. It could be done in the basement, so maybe it's still part of it. But it would have been better. But I can just picture his son going to school and like talking to his peers, being like, "Do you guys know like what this bubbling noise is and like coughing and like this gross smell?" Like, and like that's how he found out about it. Like, but I wouldn't really call child protection because that's like very low on the bad parenting scale. There's a couple people I would have called super. Yeah, a couple girls I dated, even one guy who I'm still sort of friends on Facebook with. Like, I always tried to be like actual friends with him, and he's kind of like, but he's I guess he's a single dad now, like separated. I don't know what his mom's doing, but hopefully his apartment isn't like this anymore. But every time I went over and did hang out with him for a little bit, his apartment was disgusting. Like if visibly it would be okay, but it would smell disgusting. Like I don't know if there's something in the carpet. I'm pretty sure it was like laundry and probably like maybe the beds or something. But it smelled exactly like the shit that like this Corey guy I worked at the Wiz with and lived with him. The exact smell he had a problem with, and he had this really old pillow and this really old blanket that I don't think he ever washed, and I think he had it from like when he was a little kid or something. dude, it's time for new stuff. You couldn't have his bedroom door open or the whole apartment would stink. Like this one guy he had a little daughter, and like don't think the daughter should have grown up in those conditions. And then there's the two girls I dated. Um, I think the first one had a daughter. I can't remember the details. I just remember she drew, or a teacher helped her draw like some Pokemon, and they were like asking her mom to stop smoking cigarettes, and it just broke my heart. And she'd like be like hanging out with her daughter, cuddling her on the couch, smoking cigarettes. What you doing? I didn't even break up with her because of that. Like, I would have like done something about it, but I think maybe even like same day or the next day, like she just went like go crazy. Not as crazy as some of the people I've dated. But the other single mother, she had I think a 1 year old boy, and she'd like there's like for like the last day I ever saw her, and I had to call the police to get out of there because I was visiting her in Yarker and I was that tired. But so I woke up to my phone being thrown in my face. And she like we were like arguing. She said the stupidest shit and like made me even more mad. And then she ran out of the room and got her kid back. Got her kid, dragged him in. And so like when it was my turn to respond to what she said, like, "Look, don't be so mad and angry in front of Benji." She had she was a lot more crazy and psychotic than the other girl. The other girls are like just like ghosting me or not ghosting me, gaslighting. She wasn't like physically violent like this. The one single mother, Benji, that was or lived in Yarker. Sorry, I don't know, so it doesn't really matter. Big place. Won't say her name. Hopefully, lots of Benjis. I don't want to give any personal information. Probably should chase. It's not like my strange hobby. The only creeps watching the stream would want to hurt me. I don't know if they'd want to hurt people that hurt me. They'd probably be like, "Oh, the enemy is my friend. I should look them up and like get a drink with them sometime." Like we could talk shit about him after I kill him or something super. I don't know. Creepy shit. Sorry for being there when you treated me and or someone else like shit. Sorry. Sorry for the horrible things you've done. Sorry for being the kind of person who can't just sit on that and not warn others. Sorry. Sorry for being the kind of person who just has problems seeing like people go online and gloat and like act like they haven't done shitty things. Sorry. Like, I wish we could all. Yeah, if they come at me with some like lawsuit, they'd be like, "Oh, he made us delete our account." Yeah, well, it's business. Be like, well, didn't you kind of cause the scene, like making its phone explode? As his private, like, did he go after your private phone number? No. Did he bother you on any other platforms? No. I did kind of say his son's really chubby. He should go on a diet or get him some more exercise. I was surprised there too, because Pat like used to be like P90X or whatever that workout thing. He was like super skinny and like I don't know if he's getting like ripped or anything, but I know he got skinny and it looks like he gained a little bit of weight back. Unfortunately, his son looks a little overweight, and I hope his son's not a bully. But like to me, he's looking which is looks like kind of like be like a big fat bully, like he's weight to push people around. I hope he doesn't do that. And I worry about his health. That's the only reason why. I can see like offensive, I can see how it's like a job, but like there's a difference in how you word it. Like hopefully the way I worded it came out. It's like be careful, like watch his health. I didn't say that. And other ways you could word it, just like, oh, look at this fat piece of shit. Like, he's not a fat piece of shit. Even if you really hate their guts. If you really hate their guts and they're like calling you names, it's sort of okay, but don't try not to sink to their level. Anyways, I'm gonna watch a movie. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Anyone listening, I got Sync Zero, or I don't know what their name is. I was wondering if they played on Xbox. Nobody cares about my story, but it's okay. It's therapy. Actually, I take that back. People do care about my stories. There's one guy, I think I ended up following him, and he followed me back. He was actually listening to my story, and like he's like, "Man, people are crazy. Like I hate that. I hate people like that." Like it was really nice to get someone listening. Wish I had more people like watch and interact. It's okay that I don't know. Like I don't really put effort into my stream. Like I understand if people consider it low quality and they don't like it. I don't really advertise it. I don't advertise it at all. That's okay. It's more like it's fun for me and it's fun. Like I like if I do awesome in a video game, I like having it on the internet for people to see it. If I really care about it, I could like save a clip of it. So like I can always go back to my stream later. And like that's the primary reason why I do it. And it's therapeutic to like talk about shit. It's like my own little TV channel. It'll never be taken off the air because it costs nothing to air. Like I have to pay for my internet, but electricity, I'd be paying for that anyways. I use a little bit more electricity. So what? No, like, well, it cost me like $10 in electricity to stream a year or something. Whoop de doo. Yeah, I hope we can put all this behind us, and I hope we're not and delete their accounts for anything stupid or shady. And they didn't really have to delete their accounts. Just deal with being public entities on the internet. It's criticism everybody like willingly takes on when they go creating public profiles. And starting a business, you shouldn't have any skeletons in your closet. My advice that I like to live by, I found is great advice, is instead of worrying about like your image and like trying to cover shit up, just don't do any shit. Don't do anything wrong. Don't do anything that people can call you out on. And like in some circles, people are like, "Oh, Justin's so horrible for calling people out on their shit and taking it public." Well, what do you do? There's worse things I could do. And you can see in my messages that it's not supposed to be toxic or hurtful or insulting. It's just the facts, the truth. And my goal and intention always has and always will be for people to just be kinder to each other, be their better selves. We can't get that by just like being like la la la, positive, positive, positive. Ignore the bad, ignore the bad. No, you have to deal with the bad. Unfortunately, I find that people who are like that, like, oh, you should just ignore the bad. They're people who don't want you to look at the bad. Thanks for watching.